This brief video will introduce you to some of the features of the My Grades area in your Blackboard course. Anytime you are enrolled in a course in Blackboard, you're going to want to stay on top of the My Grades area because this is where you can track the assignments you have submitted and the grades you have earned on those assignments, tests, discussions, and so forth. This is what a basic gradebook tends to look like when you have not yet submitted any assignments. So I see that I have all of these upcoming assignments. They're all marked as blank out of 10 or blank out of 100. And so that means I have yet to submit these assignments, but I see that they're coming up. And ideally, I have written their deadlines in my personal calendar. Now, once I do submit an assignment, I will see a yellow or yellow-green exclamation point that says that the assignment needs to be graded, but it has not yet been graded by my instructor. Nonetheless, I can click through this area at the title and see the assignment that I did submit. And so I can track what's been done there. I can click OK, and I return to the gradebook. Let's imagine that a couple of days later, I log into my class to see that my instructor has graded this assignment. And I see that I made an 85 and that there are comments on it. So I can click the comment box just to see a general series of comments, or I can go back to the assignment, and here I can see my instructor's specific comments. She highlighted this area, and then she gave me some specific feedback on that. And so I can see what my grade is, but also how it relates to the work that I did. Another element to be aware of is that as you accumulate grades in the gradebook, they will also appear here in your weighted total and your total so that you can keep track not only of the individual grades in your class, but how those are adding up to a cumulative class grade. Now here's another situation of a kind of information that I can see inside a gradebook if my instructor has used rubrics. In this case, I'm going to click through this assignment to take a look at my grade. And here I don't have comments, but I do have this little grid, which is the rubric, which will allow me to see exactly which areas I did well with and which areas I did not do well with. So this is another way that my instructor might provide feedback on my assignment, where I would look through the rubric and see which areas had been marked. And in another couple of examples of the kinds of information you can find in a gradebook, here's an example of a survey that was graded on the basis of my participation. So the content was not graded per se, but the fact that I took it and participated in that class feature gave me some credit or some points. So when I click through that, I see my grade marked here, but I don't get any feedback on it because it really was just part of my participation in the course that I'm earning points for. And finally, when I take a test inside the Blackboard area, the test grade will also be reflected in my grades. Now, an assignment or a discussion board might take your instructor a couple of days to grade, but a test is generally going to have a grade immediately when you finish taking it. So if I click and look at this area about this particular test, I can see the calculated grade here, and when I click through that grade, I now return to the test and I can see which questions I got correct and which questions, if any, I did not. Clicking OK takes me back, and clicking OK again takes me back to the gradebook. So lots of ways to earn grades in a course, and they can all, for the most part, be tracked and monitored through My Grades.